Yes, then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of Aston Villa podcast, brought to you by myself, Connor Wolf. If you are new around here, please drop this video a like, drop a comment down below. I do reply to every single comment on the channel, whether you agree or disagree with me. I do like to have that debate, and hit that subscribe button to my channel so you never miss a video. That would mean the world to me. And also, we are very gladly sponsored by Luke Roper, Luke9077.com. If you check his website out, down in the description below of the video and use the code WOLF20, all one word, you will get 20% off your whole order, including sale items. So make sure you check it out. And as you can see here, we do have the overlay finally sorted. Yes, let me know, do you like this overlay? I like it. It's very simple, very clean. I like it, I like it. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. And there are now more and more links coming out. I was going to get the tweets up and all that, but John Percy, did bring out an article the other day, again reinforcing this, that Brennan Johnson may well leave Nottingham Forest this summer for Aston Villa or Brentford. And I think, to put it in layman terms, I think if Brennan Johnson had the choice to either move to our team, Aston Villa, or to Brentford, I think he would choose Villa. We are in European football. I would suspect we would offer a higher wage than Brentford would as well. And also, he probably may not even have to move house, depending on where he lives in the Nottingham area, to Birmingham. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't, maybe he does. But yeah. And the rumoured price is anywhere between 40 and 50 million quid. And there is a little bit of a catch-22 with that. I personally do think he's worth it. I know a lot of Villa fans have come out and said that they wouldn't pay that. I think he is. I think he's only 3 or 6 months older than Cameron Archer. And you think of then the season that Brennan Johnson had last season, in his first season back in the the first season ever in the Premier League for him. He did actually do some really good numbers, and I think he was always a constant threat. And I think with Nottingham Forest, there's a lot of murmurings about their FFP. I know they spent a lot last year, but FFP is on like a 3-year cycle, so maybe they did overspend in the Championship. That I don't really know. If this does come across to any Nottingham Forest fans, maybe you can let us know in the comment section down below. But there is a lot of talk about FFP around Nottingham Forest, and I think that's why they don't want to actively sell Brennan Johnson. But I think if a really good offer came in, like a 40 million bid plus add-ons, around the same price that we paid for Diaby, I think Nottingham Forest would accept that, and they'd kind of go, well, that's helped us out a lot, because now we can buy more players and it helps us with FFP and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you first of all his stats last season in the Premier League. So he did start 33 games. He actually did make an appearance in all 38 league games, which is good. It means he's not injury prone. He's robust, so he would be able to play that Thursday, Sunday routine that we have got now this season. I think a lot of our players, they might struggle with it. A lot of them, like a John McGinn, a Tyrone Mings, these type of players, Ollie Watkins. Although Ollie Watkins is very durable, so maybe not him, but they've only really been used to playing one game a week in the last couple of years, and now we are going into the Thursday, Sunday routine. And if you actually look at the players that we've signed this summer so far, Yuri Tillemans on a free, Pau Torres and Diaby, all three of them have played European football consistently in the last 3 or 4 seasons, so they are used to playing midweek league. They're used to it. And Brennan Johnson there coming in, playing all 38 games. He started 33 of them, but he did play in all 38 of the league games. I think that's a good sign. He's very durable. Excuse me. He did get 8 goals and 3 assists. So 11 goals and assists in his first season in the Premier League. I think that's really good going. I really do. And Brennan Johnson has got something that we did lack. I don't think we lack it as much anymore now that we've signed Diaby, but he has got that raw pace. And not only has he got the pace, he knows how to use it. He's very good with it at the same time. So I think that's a very, very key point. And I know some of you in the comment section down below might be thinking of, well, where would Brennan Johnson fit in? Because as you can see from his heat map right here, he does play very predominantly down that right-hand side, and he does. But I think towards the end of the season, if any Nottingham Forest fans can let me know, I think Steve Cooper then went to a 2 up front, and he basically operated in like that wide right striker role. And then towards the end of the season, actually, he did get benched a couple of games as well, which maybe is a little bit telling that maybe Steve Cooper is thinking, if we get a good offer for him, I don't mind selling him, Maybe that was a part of the thinking. A lot of this does happen at football clubs more than you realise, in terms of clubs they won't put a player up for sale, but they will put the feelers out that, like, if a good offer comes in for this player, we'll accept it because it would help us improve the whole squad and the team more. That kind of makes sense. And this is now where I think if we were to sign Brennan Johnson, who a lot of the links are coming out that we are very, very, very heavily looking at Brennan Johnson, I think this is where he'll play. Imagine Leon Bailey's Brennan Johnson, because obviously we don't have Brennan Johnson on the Villa podcast like selected for him because he's not a Villa player. So I think Brennan Johnson will play down this right hand side. In terms of pre-season, imagine where Jadon Philogene has been playing for us this season. That's where I have got a feeling Brennan Johnson would play for us in the Unai Emery system. I've got a very strong feeling, YouTube, and you can let me know in the comment section down below, Villa fans, that this back three here is going to be the back three that starts against Newcastle. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling. I think from watching the games in pre-season, and I know they are just pre-season, I just think that this back three, with then obviously Luca Dean instead of Moreno, I've gone with what I think is probably our best team, but then Brennan Johnson instead of Bailey, right? I've got a feeling that Mings might find... I don't know why. I've just got a feeling Mings might find himself on the bench in that first game of the season. I've just got a little sneaky feeling. And then Luiz and Kamara, I think Tielemans has been unbelievable so far in this. Well, not unbelievable because it's only pre-season, but I think I've been very pleasantly surprised with Yuri Tielemans. I think he has been very good, very consistent so far. He's got an engine on him, and I like him. He dictates the play. I think Buendia will play here instead of Ramsey. And then I think John McGinn will play here instead of Leon Bailey in terms of what I think the team will be in the first game of the season against Newcastle. But I think Brennan Johnson will play in this right-hand side. And I think that is where predominantly he will play. And you've got the option of then him and Diaby interchanging as the game goes on. I just think Diaby defensively doesn't have the work rate that Brennan Johnson does. And that's why I think Diaby will play in that second role. But as we then look towards the start of the new season, I really think Brennan Johnson will have a very strong chance to sign for Aston Villa. I think this is one of them that will go on as the window goes on, and Nottingham Forest I don't want to speak on behalf of Nottingham Forest fans and the club, but I just think as the window goes on, maybe that price ever so slightly comes down, and that's what Aston Villa and Johan Langer, Monchi and Unai Emery are kind of banking on, because I think we will sign another attacker. YouTube, I really do. Whether it be Brennan Johnson, João Felix on loan. I think the João Felix on loan one is one that, if it does happen, will be literally like a deadline day signing, because he is holding out for obviously a Champions League club, but the only one that I think may or may not sign him is PSG, and that all depends on Kylian Mbappe in my opinion. And I think Ferran Torres as well is one of them that will go down to like the last couple of days of the transfer window. And I think them three players, I think Felix is in a league of his own, but I think Ferran Torres and Brennan Johnson are actually very similar players. It all depends on how much Barcelona would like to sell Ferran Torres for. I think if you're putting in an offer for Ferran Torres, maybe I've seen a lot of rumours coming out about like a 2-year loan deal and stuff like that. I think these things can happen for Ferran Torres, but Brennan Johnson, I don't really like saying the same because I don't really believe in it, but he is now Premier League proven. He did play last season in the Premier League. I think it would be a very seamless transition for Johnson to come into Villa, in my opinion. I think he wouldn't have to... It wouldn't be like what I thought Pau Torres was going to be, where it would take him a couple of months to get up to speed, but Pau Torres in pre-season has actually looked pretty good now, so that I've just blown that out the window. But I think he would come straight into our team, and I think he'd play most of the games as well, because you got to remember, YouTube, looking back at Unai Emery's tenures, which I've been doing over the last couple of days at his old clubs, he does actually like to use kind of like a front three / front four, whether it be like then two wingers, a striker and a number 10, or a number 10 playing off the left and then a right winger, a second striker and a striker. He does like to play 4 attackers, and we kind of have seen that already in pre-season. If you think of the pre-season game on Wednesday or Thursday morning, whatever god time it was, against Fulham, we played with like Watkins up front, Buendia in what I call the Jacob Ramsey role, McGinn in the second striker role, and Philogene on the right. And then at half time, Diaby then come on and Philogene was still on the right. So these things like make me think that we are going to probably go towards 4 attackers. I personally would love Brennan Johnson. I think he is a brilliant player. I think he would fit right in the team. Like I said, no transition, no transitional period. He'd just come in, get the job done. He'd bring more of that added pace, which I think we lack. And I think Brennan Johnson's finishing ability is actually really good. Like, he scored a lot of goals over the last couple of years. I know one year it was in the Championship and they did get promoted in that year, but that transition that he made from the Championship to the Premier League was pretty seamless. So if there are any Nottingham Forest fans watching this video, let me know in the comment section down below. Not would you want to sell him, because I don't think anyone would want to sell one of their good players, right? But if you were to sell him, what price would you be looking at? Would you be looking at like 45, 50 million? I think from what I can gather on Twitter that I've been looking at, I feel like that's the price range that would lure him out of the Nottingham Forest. And B, what if we were to sign him, what type of player would we be expecting? And where would you expect him to play in an Unai Emery system? Because this is the Unai Emery system right here. Basically, this is the system that he's going to use this season, in my opinion. Ignore the players, but just this is the system. I think we are gonna have like a pretty much like a hybrid back three. The double pivot in midfield, the Luiz and Kamara, but the Buendia Ramsey, the wide right player, and then like a second striker and the striker, and then of course the left back providing the width from the left hand side. That's the Unai Emery system. Where does Brennan Johnson fit in that? Let me know. I am very intrigued. Me personally, I would sign him in a heartbeat. And Villa fans, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you want to sign him? Where would he fit in? Would you rather we sign like a João Felix, Ferran Torres type player rather than a Brennan Johnson? I know Premier League players are extortionate, like the premium is through the roof, but I would love him. I really, really, really would. The links haven't gone away all summer. When I first heard the links, I kind of thought, I didn't really believe him. I just thought, yeah, like a little bit of paper talk and all that. But as the weeks have gone on in the season, the links haven't gone away, and if anything, the links are now getting stronger. So I think this is a signing that may well could happen, especially if we were to sell a Coutinho, which I think we will. I think hand on heart, I think Coutinho will leave towards the end of the window, and I think he's got Saudi Arabia written all over him, in my opinion. I think Bertrand Traore and Coutinho will both leave. If we sell both of them, we have a space for another attacker. I think Jadon Philogene will stick around, and I think he's fully deserved as well. He's had a brilliant pre-season, but let me know in the comment section. That is going to be the end of the video, YouTube. If you did enjoy this video, please, please, please drop a like on it, drop a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button to my channel. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about the overlay. Spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love. Up the Villa.